I saw my husband of 50, 2 years holding hands with another woman at Romano's Italian restaurant, and she was wearing my anniversary earrings. My name is Helen. I'm 73 years old, and last Tuesday night, my entire world collapsed over a plate of chicken parmesan. It started with a phone call from my friend Barbara. "Helen, do you have plans for dinner tonight?" "No, Frank is working late again." "Some big client meeting?" "Perfect, let's try that new Italian place downtown. Romano's?" "I don't know, Barbara. I hate eating alone in restaurants." "You won't be alone. I'll be with you." "What about your diet?" "One night won't kill me." "Come on, Helen. When's the last time we had a girls' night out?" She was right. I couldn't remember the last time I'd done something just for me. Frank had been working late every night for the past 6 months. Big project at the office, he always said. I was tired of eating dinner alone at home. "Okay, Barbara. Pick me up at 7. Romano's was busy for a Tuesday night. We got a table near the back, perfect for people watching and catching up." "How are things with Frank?" Barbara asked while we waited for our appetizers. "Same as always. Work, eat, sleep, repeat. Doesn't he ever want to do anything fun? He says he's too tired after work." "Helen, when's the last time you two went out together?" I thought about it. "Our anniversary dinner 3 months ago." "That's it, in 3 months. Frank's not really a going out kind of person. He used to be. Remember when you two first got married? You were always doing things together. That was 50 years ago, Barbara. People change." "Not that much." Our salads arrived, and we started talking about Barbara's grandchildren. That's when I saw him. Across the restaurant, at a corner booth, was my husband, Frank, my husband of 52 years. But he wasn't alone. He was sitting across from a woman I'd never seen before, a woman with red hair and a bright smile, a woman who was reaching across the table to touch his hand. "Helen, are you okay? You look like you've seen a ghost." "Barbara, don't turn around." "But Frank is here." "Frank, I thought he was working late." "So did I." "Where is he?" "Corner booth, behind you." "Don't look." But Barbara turned around anyway. "Oh my God, Helen. Who is that woman?" "I have no idea." "What are they doing?" I watched my husband lean across the table. The woman laughed at something he said. Then she reached up and touched his face, like a lover would. "They're having dinner." "Helen, that doesn't look like a business dinner." She was right. Frank was smiling, really smiling, the way he used to smile at me. "Maybe she's a client?" "Do you hold hands with your clients?" I looked again. Frank had taken the woman's hands in both of his. He brought her hand to his lips and kissed it gently. "Oh God! Helen, I'm so sorry." I couldn't breathe. 52 years of marriage, and my husband was kissing another woman's hand. What should I do? "Do you want to confront him?" "I don't know. I can't think." "Do you want to leave?" "I want to know who she is." We sat there watching them for 20 minutes. Frank was animated, talking with his hands the way he used to when we were dating. The woman laughed at everything he said. They looked happy. "Helen, look at her earrings." I squinted across the restaurant. The woman was wearing diamond drop earrings that sparkled in the candlelight. "Oh my God." "What? Those are my earrings." "What do you mean?" "The diamond earrings Frank gave me for our anniversary." "Are you sure?" "I'd recognize them anywhere. They were custom made. Maybe they're similar earrings." "Barbara, those are mine." "I know, because I haven't been able to find them for weeks." "You think Frank gave your earrings to another woman?" "I think Frank gave my anniversary gift to his girlfriend." The word, girlfriend, tasted like poison in my mouth. We watched them finish dinner. Frank paid the check like a gentleman. Then he stood up and helped her with her coat, just like he used to do for me. They walked toward the exit, and I got my first clear look at her. She was younger than me, maybe 65. Blonde hair, slim figure, elegant dress. Everything I used to be. Frank put his arm around her waist as they left the restaurant. I sat there staring at the empty booth, where my husband had just had a romantic dinner with another woman. Helen, say something. I don't know what to say. Are you going to confront him? What would I say? Hi, honey. I saw you at Romano's with your girlfriend. You could start with asking who she is. What if I don't want to know? What do you mean? What if knowing the truth is worse than wondering? Helen, you can't pretend this didn't happen. Why not? I've been pretending our marriage was fine for years. What do you mean? I mean, Frank and I have been strangers living in the same house for a long time. But you still love each other, do we? Or are we just used to each other? Barbara didn't answer. She couldn't. I went home that night and sat in the dark living room, waiting for Frank. He came in at 11:30 p.m. How was your client meeting? I asked from the shadows. Frank jumped. Jesus, Helen! You scared me. Why are you sitting in the dark? Couldn't sleep. The meeting ran late. Big presentation tomorrow. Lie. The first of many I would catch him in. Another test. Fine. We went to that new place downtown. Romano's. Frank's face went white. Romano's? Yes? Nice place. No. Never heard of it. Lie number 2. You should try it sometime. They have great chicken parmesan. Maybe. I'm pretty tired, so I'm going to bed. Frank had never gone to bed before me in 52 years of marriage, but he was upstairs within 2 minutes. I sat in the dark for another hour, thinking about the woman in my earrings, thinking about my husband kissing her hand, thinking about 52 years of marriage that might have been a lie. The next morning, Frank was gone before I woke up. He left a note. Early meeting. See you tonight. I called Barbara. How are you doing? Terrible. I keep thinking about what I saw. What are you going to do? I need to know who she is. How are you going to find out? I'm going to follow him. Helen, are you sure that's a good idea? I need to know the truth. What if the truth is worse than you think? It already is worse than I thought. That evening, I told Frank I was going to visit my sister. I'll be back late. Don't wait up. Okay. I'll probably work late anyway. I drove to Frank's office and waited in the parking lot. At 6:15 p.m., Frank came out of the building, but instead of getting in his car, he walked to a red BMW. The woman from the restaurant was driving. They kissed before he got in the car, not a friendly peck, a real kiss. I followed them to a small house on Elm Street. They went inside together. I sat in my car for 2 hours, watching the house. The lights were on. I could see shadows moving around inside. At 10 p.m., Frank came out alone. The woman stood in the doorway in a robe, blowing him kisses. He drove straight home. I got there 5 minutes before he did. How was work? I asked when he walked in. Long day, lots of meetings. What time did you leave the office? Around 9:30, lie number 3.
You must be exhausted.
Yeah, I'm going straight to bed. Frank, can I ask you something? He froze. Are you happy? What kind of question is that? A simple one. Are you happy with your life? Of course I'm happy. Why wouldn't I be? I don't know. You seem... I'm just busy with work. It's not just work. We never talk anymore. We never go anywhere together. Helen, we're not kids anymore. We don't need to be joined at the hip. I'm not talking about being joined at the hip. I'm talking about being married. What's that supposed to mean? It means married people spend time together. They talk. They care about each other's lives. I care about you. Do you? Of course I do. When's the last time you asked me how I was feeling? Frank thought about it. No, you don't. Helen, we're from 50. 2 years of marriage that feels more like a business arrangement. That's not fair, isn't it? Helen, what do you want from me? I want my husband back.
I'm right here. No, Frank, you're not.
He went to bed without another word. I sat up all night, thinking about the house on Elm Street, thinking about the woman in my earrings, thinking about what I was going to do next. The next day, I drove to Elm Street. I needed to see where Frank was spending his evenings. It was a small house with a well-maintained garden. A woman's house. I parked across the street and waited. At 11 a.m. she came out. In daylight she was even prettier than I'd realized. Well-dressed, confident, younger looking than her age. Everything I wasn't anymore. She got in the red BMW and drove away. I followed her. She went to the grocery store, the bank, the dry cleaner, normal errands for a normal day, except she was sleeping with my husband. At the grocery store, I got close enough to hear her talking to the cashier. "How's Frank doing?" the cashier asked. "He's wonderful. We're going to Cabo next month." Cabo. Frank and I had talked about going to Cabo for years. "Tell him I said hello. You two make such a cute couple." "Thank you. We're very happy." I left the grocery store and threw up in the parking lot. My husband was planning vacations with another woman, a woman everyone thought was his girlfriend, maybe his wife. That afternoon I called Frank's office. "Henderson Construction, this is Frank." "Frank." "Hi honey, what's up? I need to ask you something, and I need an honest answer." "Okay. Are you having an affair?" Silence. "Helen, where is this coming from? Just answer the question." "No, I'm not having an affair." "Are you sure?" "Of course I'm sure." "Frank, I saw you at Romano's Tuesday night." More silence. "With a woman." "Helen, a woman wearing my anniversary earrings." "I can explain." "I'm listening." "She's a client. We were discussing a big project." "Do you hold hands with all your clients?" "Helen, you misunderstood what you saw." "I misunderstood you kissing her hand. It wasn't what it looked like." "What did it look like, Frank?" "Like?" "And what was it?" "A business meeting." "Frank, stop lying to me." "I'm not lying. I followed you to her house last night." Dead silence. "Frank?" "Helen, we need to talk." "We're talking?" "In person. I'm coming home." Frank arrived 30 minutes later. He looked older than I'd ever seen him. "Helen, sit down." "I'm fine standing." "Please. This is going to be difficult." I sat down because my legs were shaking. "Her name is Susan." How long? How long what? How long have you been having an affair with Susan?" 2 years. 2 years. Not 6 months. Not since he started working late. 2 years. "How did you meet her?" "She hired me to renovate her kitchen." And we started talking. "She's divorced." "Lunley, we had a lot in common." "What kind of things in common?" "Or were both felt stuck in our lives, in our routines." "You felt stuck with me." "Helen, it's not about you." "How is your affair not about me?" "Because it's about me." "How did you feel?" "Old, boring, like I was just going through the motions." "So you decided to have an affair?" "I didn't decide anything. It just happened. Affairs don't just happen." "Frank, this one did." "How?" "We talked during the renovation. About life, dreams, disappointments. And she made me feel young again. Young. Like the man I used to be." "What man did you used to be?" "Interesting. Fun. Someone worth talking to." "You are worth talking to." "To you, I'm just a husband. Someone who pays bills and takes out garbage." "That's not true." "Isn't it? When's the last time we had a real conversation?" I thought about it. He was right. That doesn't justify having an affair. You're right. It doesn't. Then why did you do it? Because Susan makes me feel alive. And I make you feel dead? Not dead, just familiar. The word hit me like a slap. Familiar. "Helen, we've been married for 52 years. We know everything about each other." I thought that was a good thing. It is. But it's also predictable. And Susan isn't predictable. Everything with Susan is new, exciting. Because it's forbidden? Maybe. But also because she sees me differently than you do. How does she see you? Like a man she wants to be with, not a man she has to be with. Frank, I chose to marry you. I choose to stay married to you every day. Do you? Or do you just stay because it's easier than leaving? I stay because I love you. Do you? Or do you love the idea of being married? The question stopped me cold. What's the difference? Loving me means wanting to spend time with me, being interested in my thoughts and feelings. I am interested in your thoughts and feelings. When's the last time you asked me about my day and really listened to the answer? I couldn't remember. When's the last time we talked about anything besides bills and schedules and household chores? He was right. Our conversations had become purely functional. Frank, marriages change over time. The excitement fades. That's normal, but it doesn't have to disappear completely. What do you want from me? I want you to want me, not just tolerate me. I do want you. No, Helen, you want the security of marriage. There's a difference. That's not fair, isn't it? When's the last time you looked forward to seeing me? I thought about it. When's the last time I'd been excited about Frank coming home? Frank, we're 73 and 75 years old. We're not supposed to feel like newlyweds. Why not? Because that's not realistic. Suzanne and I feel like newlyweds. Susan's having an affair. Of course it feels exciting. What if it doesn't have to be an affair? My blood went cold. What does that mean? What if Susan and I could be together openly? Frank, are you asking me for a divorce? I'm asking you what would make you happy.
Staying married to my husband.
But are you happy, Helen? Really happy? I thought about it. When was the last time I'd been truly happy? I was happy before I knew about Susan. Were you? Or were you just comfortable? What's wrong with comfortable? Nothing. If that's all you want, it's all I ever wanted. A stable marriage, a comfortable life, a loyal husband. And I failed on the loyalty part. Yes, you did. I know. And I'm sorry. Are you sorry you hurt me? Or sorry you got caught? Both. At least he was honest. What do you want to happen now? I want to be with Susan. Then go be with Susan. It's not that simple. Why not? Because of our history, our life together, our family. Frank, our family is grown and gone. Our history is just that, history. What we have now is the present. And what do we have in the present? I thought we had a marriage. Do we? I looked at this man I'd been married to for 52 years. This man who'd been lying to me for 2 years. This man who wanted to be with another woman. No, I said quietly, I don't think we do. Helen. Frank, if you want to be with Susan, go be with Susan. What about you? I'll figure it out. Will you be okay? I don't know, but I'd rather be alone than married to someone who doesn't want to be married to me. I do want to be married to you. No, you don't. You want the convenience of being married to me and the excitement of being with Susan. Maybe. Well, you can't have both. What if we tried counseling? Frank, you've been planning vacations with another woman. You gave her my anniversary earrings. This isn't a rough patch. So what happens now? No, you choose. Between you and Susan. Between the life you have and the life you want. Frank was quiet for a long time. What would you choose? I'd choose the person who chose me back. And if that person is Susan, then that person is Susan. Frank moved out the next week. He rented an apartment downtown while we figured out the divorce. He tried to be fair, offered me the house, half his pension, spousal support. I don't want your money, Frank. Helen, you deserve security. I deserve a husband who wants to be married to me. I did want to be married to you. For how long? For most of it. Most of it. The first 30 years were good, and the last 22. The last 22 were comfortable. I was comfortable. You were planning your escape. Frank married Susan 6 months after our divorce was final. They went to Cabo for their honeymoon. People ask me if I'm bitter. Of course I'm bitter. I wasted 52 years on a man who spent the last 2 years of our marriage wishing he was somewhere else. But I'm also relieved. Relieved that I don't have to pretend anymore. Pretend that I didn't notice how distant Frank had become. Pretend that I didn't see him checking his phone constantly. Pretend that I didn't know he was lying about working late. I knew something was wrong. I just didn't want to face it. because facing it meant admitting that my marriage was over, that the man I'd built my life around didn't want that life anymore, that 52 years of shared history wasn't enough to keep him. I'm 73 years old. Most women my age are planning their funerals. I'm planning my future. I sold the house and moved to a small apartment downtown. I joined a book club, started volunteering at the library, made friends with women who understand that marriage isn't a guarantee, that men can leave at any age for any reason. Frank calls sometimes, says he wants to make sure I'm okay. I think he wants me to tell him I'm miserable without him, that Susan was a mistake, that he should come home. But I won't give him that satisfaction, because the truth is I'm not miserable. I'm lonely sometimes, but I was lonely in my marriage too. At least now I'm honestly lonely instead of pretending to be happy. Frank got his excitement, Susan got her man, and I got my freedom. Not the freedom I would have chosen at 73, but freedom nonetheless, to be myself instead of someone's wife, to make my own decisions, to discover who Helen is when she's not half of Frank and Helen. It's not the ending I planned, but it's not the worst ending either. The worst ending would have been staying married to a man who was counting the days until I died so he could be with someone else. At least now he can be with someone else honestly, and I can be alone honestly. After 52 years of lies, honesty feels like a luxury I can finally afford.